And following that G7 summit, Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz visited South Korea, where he sealed new agreements on closer cooperation. Scholz visited the border between North and South Korea, known as the Demilitarized Zone. He later held talks with South Korean President Yeol with the war in Ukraine and relations with China, major topics there. Today, EU leaders Ursula von der Leyen and Charles Michel are also in South Korea for talks. And DW's Asia-Pacific Bureau Chief Georg Mattes joins us now from South Korea's capital, Seoul. Georg, the German and South Korean leaders have agreed to strengthen military cooperation. What form will that cooperation take?
Yeah, the two of them have announced that a military information agreement is to be signed. That is an agreement that will help to facilitate military supply chains. And that comes at a time when, for instance, countries like Ukraine are in high demand for weapons. South Korea is the 9th largest arms producer in the world. And President Yoon yesterday in a press conference that I attended announced that President Zelensky has handed over a wish list of arms he would like to order in South Korea, and that list is now being considered.
There are also discussions, Georg, about deepening economic ties between Germany and South Korea. What areas are we talking about there?
Yeah, South Korea and Germany, German Chancellor Scholz yesterday said agreed to cooperate more, to see more investment coming into South Korea when it comes to tech, high-tech industries like hydrogen power, but also semiconductors. So the two of them want to improve the tech ties here, and that is very much in line with the de-risking approach, so reducing the reliance on China as a country that mainly delivers those industries so far. It doesn't mean pulling out investment out of China, but it means looking for other countries. And one of those countries that Germany is looking at in this case is South Korea.
We're seeing a flurry of diplomatic activity there in South Korea right now. Georg, the presidents of the European Commission and the EU Council are there today as well. What are they doing there?
Yeah, they're also talking about the de-risking strategies. And here the interesting part is that President Yoon yesterday in the press conference said he's not entirely sure what de-risking actually means. And that is also a question that, of course, the 27 EU member states have to agree on. So that will be interesting what kind of debates they will have there. But other than that, Ursula von der Leyen and Charles Michel are, of course, also looking into closer ties with the tech country South Korea. And then there's also the big issue of trade agreements, where you have, on the one hand, countries like Germany and Japan that would like to see more free trade agreements. And on the other side, you have countries like the US that do not want to pursue that route. And here it is a big question where the EU will be next. The trade agreement, for instance, with Indonesia is moving forward at a sluggish speed at the moment. And so there will also be discussions here on that economic front.
Georg, thank you very much. Good to see you. Georg Mattes, our Asia-Pacific Bureau Chief in Seoul, South Korea.